Hello and welcome to Let's Play Rygar, one of my favourite games on the NES. Now, there's some things about Rygar. Let's have a look. Okay, so we can press start and we have our tone, our last and our mind. The tone increases your attack, the last increases your defense, and you have your three skills, which are power up, attack, assail and recover. Power up uses 3 mind and it makes your attack longer and do more damage. Attack and assail will attack everything on the screen and is awesome. Recover will obviously heal you, and then there's space for inventory items, which we'll get to later. Yeah. I'm having to do the audio separate this time because I forgot to turn my microphone on again. I was positive it was on, but I was wrong. So, let's see how this goes. This should continue shortly. Okay. In the European version of Rygar, you could only get to 1023 tone, which is roughly a quarter of what you get in the American version. And even with that amount, the bosses were still relatively easy, with the exception of the last boss. He was very difficult. In fact, he was that difficult he couldn't be done, not just because of his tone, but mostly because he wasn't programmed correctly. And I spent many hours trying him earlier this year, before I could actually figure out that he couldn't die. And it even says on the wiki page that there's a bug that prevents him from being killed, which is quite frustrating. So I played the American version just so I could kill the last boss. Okay, I'm not going to be going into most of the Endora huts because I know the route and pretty much what they say. So right now we're going to be going to the right here, and nice little jump. Our tone and last will raise pretty quickly, so we don't need to worry about that. Dying isn't really an issue. Our HP will increase with our tone as well, but when you die and you start again, if you have 5 hit points for example, you'll start with 3 healed, so you'll have to farm that back up. That's not a problem. These guys don't really increase our tone at the moment, except the one I'm fighting now. He'll increase it. Okay, I skipped a hut that said there's an entrance in this area here. See, now, here I've died, which is a good thing, because now I can show you what happens when you die. Which at this stage is practically nothing. You just go back to the start, even though it says game over, and you still keep the increases you've had. So that's pretty good. If you get any mind, which are the little star things you see on the ground after killing mobs, you'll lose that too, but they're pretty easy to get back, especially later on. So there's no real punishment for dying, other than having to go back to the start of that area of the map. Okay, so up the road you'll see the little hub which tells you there's an entrance into the Gorlaz Plains, which is an overworld view, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that's where we're going to be going. There's a hut all the way to the right as well, where the old man tells you when you enter the Gorlaz Plains just to go west then north, which we'll be doing. I should really learn to avoid those better. I'm down to 1 HP again already. You'll get to see another death shortly. Okay, so we'll keep running. Do some awesome pose jumping. Watch the enemies kill themselves, although those ones seem to be able to walk on thin air. Okay, so the hut was to the right there, but we're not going in there. And we're not going to go up either, we'll go there at endgame. I believe these mobs are called Tricera. They're quite easy to farm, but we don't need to farm just yet. Every mob from now on will give us last and tone. So we went the west and now we're heading north. And there's a little tree here that we'll avoid, and I never seem to dodge that first attack of his. So back to the beginning of the Gorlaz Plains. You have unlimited lives and continues, so there's nothing to worry about. Okay, run into the wall. That's how pro I am. Okay, so west, then north. do the tree properly and avoid his little bullet thing. Okay, now where is it I want to go from here? I believe it's in that little building. So I'll head in there. Pretty sure that's where it wants us to go. And there we are. And having trouble getting in, it will seem. There we go. And now we have the grappling weapon. And that's what it looks like. Allows us to reach unreachable places up in the sky. And also climbing down the logs, and I went back in. Climbing down logs as well. So but there is a bit of a downside with it. If you're on a platform where you can go down using the grappling hook, you can't attack enemies that are low. So when you duck to attack them, instead you'll start climbing down the grappling hook, and you can't really do anything about that because you can't attack while you're on it. So you just have to choose your fighting position pretty wisely, which I'm not very good at. I haven't been thinking it through. I keep forgetting that I have no hit points and very little attack and defense. So you'll get to see me die quite a few times. The music is quite repetitive, but it's still great. It's one of the few games where the music, it being repetitive, is actually quite good. Okay, so now we're heading to a place called Rolsa Valley, I think, which I believe is in here. Yes, this is the place. And these are the mermen. I'm going to be fighting a lot of these. They're a pain in the backside at the moment. And that was mine. That was a good one, because it gave us 2. The mermen are quite difficult at the moment as we have no attack. But very shortly we'll get enough attack to be able to kill them in one hit. Okay. You're going to see me die to these guys a lot and not realise that there's no floor and fall into the water. And that's me failing to jump at the correct time. I have 0 HP now, so I will die. Okay, in here, in that building, I believe it says the Sky Castle is above us, and that's something we don't have to worry about right now. So I'll go down and die. But at least we start at the beginning of the level. That's not a problem. Okay, let's try and fight these wisely. This video will be approximately 20 minutes long. After this one, the next ones will probably be shorter, because there's not much to do in between. Let's just get to the area and kill the boss. And once I've farmed up a bit more tone at last, most things will die in one hit. With the exception of the bosses, but they're still not particularly difficult. So that's where I want to hit them, by ducking, but because I have the grappling hook I can't. So I fell into the water instead. So back to the beginning of the level. Okay, let's be very careful now. Try and not die so much. Sure if I mentioned, but the more tone you get, oh nice little health potion, your attack increases, but not just that, you also gain more hit points with your tone. It might even be your last, but I think it's tone. Okay. Be careful, don't want to fall in the water. Die! Ooh, it's a mine. Let's get that. don't really want to attack them on the ledge because of the grappling hook problem. If they go for my feet, I'm in trouble. Okay. There's so many of them. Okay. There we go. So yeah, in this building it just says these guys are also a floating castle there. We don't need to worry about that for now. In the next one I think it says you can't progress any further without the grappling hook in that one there. And we have the grappling hook already, so we don't need to go in there. Let's fight him. Be careful with these two. By my luck I will fall through the ground because there's a gap between these rocks. Okay, moving on. Nice little vampire bat for us to fight. And we just gained a hit point, which is good news. Everything takes so long to kill at the moment. We'll be one-shotting everything by the end of this video. Okay. Careful. Run, jump, and miss it. Whoops. Okay. So I must remember to do that jump a little bit more gracefully. Okay, I'll try and get there a bit quicker and not die so much, while trying to be quite wise about how I fight these. As you can see, I now have now that I have 4 hit points. When I died, I only came back with 3 to life instead of the full 4. And that's not so much of a problem. There are old men that will heal us, so that's okay. And you can also farm the enemies and they'll drop health potions, so that's all good. I've never seen him come up here before, but okay. Kill the evil demon vampire bat thing. Yeah, the Sky Castle again. We've seen that. Ah, kill him again. Jump over the door, not into it. I'll go down. Okay. Oh, 2 mind. That's very nice. You get to see me use the attack and assail on the boss, which is pretty cool. It just flashes the screen doing damage. It's pretty good. And let's try not to die, because we're coming up to the jump now. And fell through the gap. I wasn't expecting to die there. I thought I might die on the jump up top again, but no. I died before it. So let's continue. Let's try and get there. Okay. Swiftly moving on. Okay. They're dying a lot quicker now. Or at least I thought. 2 hits instead of 3. It's progress. So I've played this game twice, I believe. The first time was the PAL version, where I got to the last boss and he couldn't be killed, and then the next day I got hold of the American version and played that instead, and completed it. All in all, I think the game takes about an hour and a half, so it should be okay. It won't take too many parts to beat. And most of the time is spent on this level. I should have fallen through the gap there. I was quite lucky. Okay. Oh, health potion. Die, demon bat. Let's get rid of these guys and then we'll head up. Okay, let's see if we can make this jump this time. I was quite certain I hadn't made that jump, but I did. So all is good. Oh well. Okay, so let's kill these guys. Let's be careful, we don't want to die now. We can die once we get to the next map. Oh, I said don't die, don't die. And we gain another hit point. That's good. For the boss we want roughly 7 and maybe 400 tone. It's quite easy to get tone at this part. This is Rygar's forest, I think. There's a couple of pain in the backside mobs here. These ones up on that log. When they're up, it's fine, you can just jump up and hit them. But there are points where you jump onto a log and you don't see them, and then they knock you into the water. But there is a way to deal with those so you don't have to fight them. And we'll show you how to do that. Okay, so we're going to go to the left. Because up here is a guy who will heal us. So he'll put us back up to full HP. And you can use him as many times as you want, which is really handy. And there we go, full HP. So let's go back down using the grappling hook. Okay, let's kill the demon bat. No, we don't want to go down there. And another demon bat. Nice little platforming level with not that many enemies. I will be farming just before the boss, and I'll cut it so you don't have to watch. And that is also how we get rid of the whatever they are, caterpillar scorpion things. But I'm not hitting him there. Am I hitting him? I'm not sure. I don't think I am. We'll keep trying. We'll see if he dies. Oh, there we go. Climb up. So yeah, I'll do a little bit of farming off camera. This guy just tells us that we're at the end of the forest is the boss named Rygar. I guess that's why it's called Rygar's forest. And that's why I dislike those guys. I forget they're there, I jump, I get hit, and die. So I head back there. Kill him. Go on, die. In the face. Go on, die. There we go. That's one of the places where they'll attack you in the legs, where you can't duck and hit them because you'll just use the grappling hook and go down. Okay, so we're not healing up this time, just so I can show you where I'm going to farm and get to the point where I farm. I think I'll most likely die before I get there anyway, so I think we got rid of him. No? There we go, now he's gone. He still manages to get off that last attack. Let's kill this guy again. There we go. And we're going up. And there's a guy that tells us about Rygar's forest and the boss being at the end. Just make sure. Yeah, Monster Rygar lives deep within the forest. Okay. And this is pretty much where I farm. So I will be cutting here and farming up. So I'll see you in a short while. Hello and welcome back. I'm nice and shiny, 494 tone, 470 last, full mind. 7 HP now, but not full. Just going to move that to attack and a sound, ready for the boss. I'm about roughly where I was when I cut the video. I went back a couple of spaces so you could see where I farm, which is here. And there's the scorpion guys, and down to 4 HP now. And there's more mine, but I don't really need it, but I'll take it anyway. Okay. Left and right, or right and left. My friend is very well known for getting his left and right mixed up during gameplay, so I thought I'd throw that one in there. Now, the first boss isn't going to be very challenging. In fact, none of the bosses will be, with the exception of the last. Even with max stats, is quite difficult. Oh, 8 hit points now. The first boss after the farming becomes quite easy. Just, I was thinking about using a recover, but no, I won't. I'll just do it on the 4 HP. Okay, this is the room to the first boss. And here he is, Rygar. So make sure we use attack and assail. Okay, and now we can attack from a distance without having to do anything. It lasts for 10 hits, and now we just have to dodge these and attack him a few times. And I got hit. But he's dead anyway. That's pretty much how all the bosses are going to go. I think the next boss I probably won't even take a hit. But there'll be a little bit of more farming before him as well. So now we have the pulley. And that's all. So this is my first part of Rygar. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more. See you in the next part.